Good morning, students. So this is my second video. In the first video, my dear students, I have discussed the chapter 2 in from the book. In this video, I will discuss it by my notes. I will be providing some notes by this particular video about this chapter, because my dear students, you have to study the whole chapter nicely. So you have to make one fair notebook of biology. You have to make one fair notebook of biology and you must write these notes while watching this video. So this is chapter 2, second video, the cell. First of all, we will discuss, my dear students, the definition of the cell. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of all living beings. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of all living beings. My dear students, all the living organisms, they are made up of cell. So cell is the basic unit. The whole structure of the body is made up of cell, so it is a structural unit, and the whole functions, they are being carried by the help of cell, so we can call cell as functional unit also. Next, my dear students, you can see that, or just now I told you that every living organism is made up of cell. So all organisms start their life as a single cell called zygote. All the living organism, whether it is plant, animal or human being, all start their life from single cell called zygote. Next, my dear students, first the organism start their life from the single cell, then a group of similar cells will form a tissue, and a group of tissue, different tissues will form the organs, and many organs, when they work together in a coordinated manner, it forms the organ system. And my dear students, several organ systems forms the organism. Several organ systems will form the organism. Once more, I would like to just explain to you this one. Just see to it. My dear students, as you know, everyone is made up of cell, and a group of similar cells working together to do the same function is called the tissue. So tissue is a group of cell. Next, my dear students, several tissues, they work together to form the organ. Several tissues work together to form the organ. Clear, all of you? Then, my dear students, several organs will form organ system. Several organs working together in a coordinated manner forms the organ system, and several organ system will form the organism. Several organ system will form the organism. So cell forms tissue forms organs, several organs form organ system, and our body, whether it is a plant, animal or human being, every organism in this way is made up of cell. Next, my dear students, we will discuss invention of microscope. Discovery of first microscope or simple microscope is done by Antony van Leeuwenhoek. You must know the name of the scientist who discovered the first microscope. So, who discovered the first microscope? Antony van Leeuwenhoek. Antony van Leeuwenhoek discovered the first microscope. His microscope was also known as simple microscope. Clear? So, Antony van Leeuwenhoek, you must remember the name. Next, my dear student, discovery of compound microscope. Discovery of compound microscope is done by Robert Hooke. So, who discovered this compound microscope? Robert Hooke. Discovery of compound microscope is done by Robert Hooke. Next, we will discuss difference between simple microscope and compound microscope. Difference between simple microscope and compound microscope. See the first point. In the simple microscope consists of single biconvex lens. Simple microscope consists of single biconvex lens. Compound microscope consists of two lenses. So, simple microscope consists of only one lens and compound microscope consists of two lenses. Next, my dear students, see to the next point, second point. Its magnifying power is up to 200 times. Simple microscope magnifying power is up to 200 times and its magnifying power is 2000 times. Its magnifying power, it means compound microscope power is 2000 times. Next, my dear students, we will discuss this one. Difference between compound microscope and electron microscope. Difference between compound microscope and electron microscope. In the same manner I am showing you, same way you have to write. So first we will discuss the first point. Let us see. First point. Compound microscope. It works on beam of light. And electron microscope, it works on beam of electrons. So compound microscope, my dear students, work on beam of light and electron microscope works on beam of electrons. Next, see the next point, second point. Its magnifying power. Its magnifying power, as we have discussed, is 2000 times. But electron microscope magnifying power is 2 lakh times. Clear? So its magnifying power, the magnifying power of compound microscope is 2000 times and the magnifying power of electron microscope is 2 lakh times. 2 lakh times. Next, my students, we will discuss this discovery of cell. Cell is discovered by Robert Hooke. Cell is discovered by Robert Hooke. Now, how he discovered the cell? How the Robert Hooke discovered the cell? Let us see to it. How he discovered the cell? He examined a thin slice of cork under microscope. He examined a thin slice of cork under microscope and observed that it is made up of tiny box-like compartments, and these compartments were called as cells, and these compartments were known as cells. Once more, let us see. How he discovered the cell? He examined a thin slice of cork under microscope and observed that it is made up of tiny box like compartments, and these compartments were called as cells, and these compartments were known as cells. So this is how he discovered the cell. Robert Hooke looked a cork in the microscope and he found it that it is made up of box like compartment, and this box like compartment were called as cells. Next, my dear students, we will discuss cell theory. Cell theory topic is very important. This cell theory topic is very important. The cell theory was proposed by Matthew Sheldon and Theodore Swan in 1839. Just see to it. The cell theory was proposed by Matthew Sheldon and Theodore Swan in 1839. Who proposed the cell theory, you must know. Cell theory was proposed by Matthew Sheldon and Theodore Swan in 1839. Next, my dear students, who expanded the cell theory? Rudolf Virchow. Rudolf Virchow expanded the cell theory. Who expanded the cell theory? Rudolf Virchow. Next, my dear students, we have to discuss postulates of cell theory. These postulates of cell theory are very important. Just you have to learn them. First important points of cell theory. Cell is the smallest and the basic unit of life. This is the first point. Cell is the smallest and the basic unit of life. Second, my dear students, second point, cell is the functional unit of all living beings. So just see once more. First point is the cell is the smallest and the basic unit of life. This is the first point of cell theory. And second point is cell is the functional unit of all living beings. Cell is the functional unit of all living beings. Clear? So these are the 2 points. Next, we will discuss the third point. My dear students, the third point is this: all cells arise from pre-existing cells. This is the third point of cell theory. All cells arise from pre-existing cells. All cells arise from pre-existing cell. So these are the 3 points which we have discussed just now about the postulates of cell theory. Next, we have unicellular and multicellular organisms. Unicellular and multicellular organisms. This is our next topic. Let us discuss them. First one, unicellular or single-celled organism. Unicellular or single-celled organism. The organisms which are made up of only single cell are called unicellular organism. Please see once more time. The organisms which are made up of only single cell are called unicellular organisms. Example for unicellular organisms: bacteria, yeast, amoeba. So my dear students, the organisms which are made up of only single cell, they are unicellular. Example: bacteria, yeast, amoeba. Next, we have multicellular or multi-celled organism. The organisms which are made up of more than one cell are called multicellular organism. Once more, please listen. The organisms which are made up of more than one cell are called multicellular organisms. Example: human beings, cow, mango plant. So, all the organisms which are made up of more than one cell are called multicellular organisms. Example: human being, cow, mango. Next, my dear student, there is a question. Name the following. Let us discuss this. Name the following question. Smallest cell is bacterial cell. Smallest cell is bacterial cell. Smallest cell in humans, RBC, red blood cell. Smallest cell, bacterial cell. Second, smallest cell in humans, RBC, red blood cell. Longest cell, nerve cell. Longest cell is nerve cell. And largest cell we have ostrich egg. Largest cell is ostrich egg. Clear, all of you? So this is the end of this video. All the students must write this in your notebook, the content which is visible in this particular video. And now I will be back again with the next video. Thank you and have a nice day.